Hey, besties. Let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Hey, besties. Happy Sunday, and welcome to another video of You Know What? Child, it is all Housewives news. Some good, some bad, some indifferent. Let's get into it. Because my niece just called and I ain't heard from her because I don't know about y'all, but the way I was raised, you're supposed to call the elders in the family. They shouldn't be calling you all the time. And I mean what I say. And I've been complaining and fussing for years. So I didn't decided to pull back. I ain't heard from that cow in about 2 or 3 months. So she finally called me. So I'm gonna call her back. Okay. Enough about me. Real Housewives of the Real Housewives of Orange County. Check it out, y'all. We gonna be whooping it up again. Why? Because Vicky Gunvalson is returning for season 20 to the Real Housewives of Orange County. Okay. Child just drew a blank. Real Housewives of New York City. You know, it was something when I started my channel and I started to review them. And I think I made it through the first season that I reviewed them. Not their first season, but my first season reviewing them. But when they came back, I couldn't do it. Last season was terrible. I think it's season 16. Terrible. So, child, Jenna Lyons is not coming back. Just deep thoughts. She's not coming. She was a friend of. She gave what she had to give, y'all. She came out as an openly gay woman. She set the pathway for someone else to take the torch and keep it going. Good for you, Jenna. Okay, so let's get into the crime. Goodness gracious. Robert Cosby Jr. Now we know he just got arrested for trying to break into his alleged wife's father's home, her parents' home. That's probably where she lives, right? He got caught breaking in through the doggy door. So he's back over there. Her brother heard noise, looked outside. Robert Jr. and Alex are outside. He is banging up his mother-in-law's Mercedes Benz. So the little boy calls the dad calls the police, they come. They trying to restrain him. He's fighting and pulling and running. And I think he drove off, child. So he got all these charges of because he must have a restraining order, a protective order is against him. So he's broken that. I think there was no bail, none of that. And this was on November, I want to say 9th. And I think I heard that Mary was at BravoCon and she said she was not helping bailing him out or nothing. But he didn't even have a bail because he broke his probation. He owned the books. You can't be messing up. So I don't think he can be bailed out. She thinks that, he gonna have to go through some stuff until he decides he's tired of this lifestyle. And we just got to keep praying for Robert Jr. We know he abuses things, he overindulges with illegal substances and he just gonna keep doing this and he needs to stop because he's in the wrong state and he is the wrong color to be acting up. So we'll see what happens with him. Ciao. Now, Candy Burris Tucker. She has taken Tucker off of her last name. You want to know why? Honey, because Candy has filed for divorce, honey, from Todd Tucker. 11 years, honey. Now, in Hollywood, we know they're in Atlanta, but I'm just saying, like a Hollywood marriage, honey, 11 years is a great run. Oh, it's a great run. We know that Candy and Todd met on season 4 of Real Housewives of Atlanta back in 2011. He was a producer. They got engaged after 2 years of dating, and they got married April 2014. They have 2 kids together, a 9-year-old boy, Ace, 6-year-old daughter, Blaze. They have accumulated so much success and built this empire while they were together. Now, if you remember, Todd was in the production, he was on the production team of the Housewives. So he had his own production, and he came out, was it R&B Divas? He had a reality show that came out, but it wasn't successful, but whatever. He took his production to Broadway, and they found success on Broadway. They had a play with Denzel and some other things. I remember they've done a few plays. I think Candy has an EGOT, if I'm correct. But we know they have the Old Lady Gang restaurant. I think there was 2 locations. I actually went to one. I enjoyed the vibe. It was good. Just the portions are small, so Candy will keep you, in shape. Because you're not gonna leave there full and you're not gonna get the itis, okay? They had the restaurant Blaze. I don't think that was successful, and I really wanted to try that one out. They had a trucking company. I said, okay, Mr. Todd. Candy had Candy Coated Nights. She has a podcast. She has Bedroom Candy. Todd has his production. They had, Real Housewives of Atlanta for the last, what are they, season 16? Well, she left within 15, and she was on, so she gave it a good run. And then she had 2 spin-offs shows from Bravo. Her wedding, which was great. It was a Lion King theme. It was great. She had real lions out front. She had a family spin-off show. And I just learned that Ace has a baby product line. Okay. And now her daughter, Riley, her oldest daughter, she's on a spinoff of Bravo with the housewife kids. What is it called? Something about New York. And then Todd has an older daughter, and I know Riley was fighting and screaming when this happened because she was so used to having her mother to herself, and she didn't want to like Todd. She didn't want to like his daughter. She didn't want to like his mama. She get that from who. Her grandmother, Mama Joyce, is probably having a good time. She is smiling, happy, and can't wait to say, I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. Child. Will she come back? Are they taping Atlanta? Because we already know who's coming, who's going to join the cast. But I don't know. Shamia and her are good friends. Maybe we can get a little piece of Candy as a friend of. But this is what Candy had to say to People magazine. After deep thought and a lot of prayer, I made the decision to move forward with the divorce. I'm stepping into a new chapter, pouring into my work, my family, and my own growth. I think Candy gonna end up with a woman. Okay, this is a difficult and emotional time, but my focus remains on protecting my peace, being the best mother I can be, and co-parenting with love and respect. I'm grateful to everyone who supported us throughout the years, and I ask for privacy, grace, and understanding as we navigate this transition with our family. You got it, girl. You got it. Oh my goodness. It's going to be so much money and properties and alimony, because I believe Todd deemed himself as like daddy daycare. Oh goodness. Now Todd gonna be running rapid all over Atlanta. Goodness gracious. What's going on? Who is Candy hiding? And y'all know that they had their bedrooms very open. Their bedroom was very open. You know what I mean? And that is you're doomed. You doomed your marriage. And yes, I'm not surprised. Anytime you open your relationship up to men and other women, It's not good. You are really devaluing your marriage and that union you made and told God you was gonna be faithful to. Boo! But 11 years is a good run. Now, on to this Wendy and Eddie Osefo. You guys probably have heard by now, honey, that they have confiscated about 40 different credit cards under all these aliases that Wendy and Eddie are withholding. Wendy goes by the name Pam Oliver, and Eddie is going by Eddie Hennessy. Hennessy. Are you kidding me? So they go back to court December 2nd, child. Ah, and it just makes you just look at Wendy when I'm reviewing, recapping the show now. It's just like, Wendy, is that in your name? Now, besties, I'm gonna tell you this: y'all better check your credit cards, check your bank accounts, check your investments, honey, because you never know. They might be using your money and your credit. Child, I can't believe it. And poor whoever Pam Oliver is. So, of course, their attorneys are fighting for them. We're gonna see how this ends. I'm not gonna get into all the what they said because we know they lying and we know we gonna see how this ends, but jail time is coming. Now, Portia Williams coming back, flying back from BravoCon on the airplane. She gets on Delta, I believe, first class. She's sitting down on Instagram. Now, let me go on my Instagram page real quick. Who wants to hear this? Like, you're just sitting here. Oh, 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 look at that. Huh. Oh, you're doing this. You're doing this for 20 minutes? Because the Karen said, I let her sit down and get settled. She had to put her stuff up above. And she sat down and she was on her Instagram for like 20 minutes before I said, do I have to listen to that the whole rest of the way? Portia asked, do you want to? Smarty pants. And so the lady said, well, of course, no, I don't. And so the Karen says that Portia was pointing her finger in her face really close. And pretty much she tried to say that Portia knocked her phone out of her hand because Portia was filming her. And Karen said, well, I'm going to film you too. Now, the FBI's had caught Portia as soon as she got off the flight. They questioned her. And thank goodness, Portia had two bystanders that was on that flight that spoke to the FBI and said, no, she did not put hands on that woman. It didn't even get that far. It wasn't that deep. The lady, if she said she did, she lying. Portia thanked them. The FBI took their number and their names, and what the girl was like, nope, I was there. I'm trying to tell you, nope, she did not touch her. It was not that serious. Now the Karen, when the FBI goes to her, she's sitting there and she mad because they went to talk to Portia first. Oop, racism number one. Why did it come talk to me first? You talked to her. You should have came and talked to me first. What difference does it make? Well, do you have an office that I can go in? Why? So you can get more dramatic and start crying and they can't say that you're lying? Because I'm pretty sure the bystanders were probably standing close by just to hear what you was going to say. And of course, Portia was probably somewhere close by too. They were like, no, man, we don't have an office. Will you answer these questions so I can go? Oh, and it went to the whole Karen. She was super Karen, honey. Super Karen. It was uh she hit me and I was fearing for my life and I was scared and I was uncomfortable. She said all the things. I didn't feel safe and she put her hands on me and she knocked my phone down. It was a mess. It was just a mess. But I'm sure they gonna like clear this up and it'll go away. But I mean, goodness gracious. Portia, just let me run this by you, sweetheart. It is rude to be on a plane listening to your phone without earbuds in, AirPods, whatever y'all, whatever. That is so rude. And I would have said something too. And I don't know, maybe the only truth that maybe the Karen said was she let you went on for like 20 minutes. Now, come on, girl. And how come like the flight attendants didn't kind of say, because I know within 20 minutes they have passed by a few times. Why didn't they say, oh, can you turn that down, or do you have any do you need any, because they give out earplugs, like, do you need some, honey? Here, put these in and use them. You can't just be, people are trying to, yeah, you got to share the space. So Portia was wrong in that regard. And then when the woman did kind of say, oh, the lady asked her, am I going to have to listen to that all the way? I think Portia said, do you want to? And then she told the lady that, I think you could have asked better than that. See, Portia, you were kind of egging it on, and you got what you got because you didn't have to be all defensive and start talking smack. You was out of pocket. You should have just that down. Just kind of that down. You know, the besties, that's all I have to report. Wendy and Eddie going to court December 2nd, honey. I will be I'm gonna do better with my shorts and trying to get this information out. But you know, I'll be busy too. And balance, and when they come up with all this stuff, it'd be like, oh my goodness. And then I like for the story to grow a little bit so I can get more information, but nothing to tell. I'll do better with my shorts because I was like, ooh. But I got time today and I put it out. So let's see. Vicky's coming back. Jenna Lyons is leaving New York. Robert Jr., I guess he's still in jail. Ugh. Wendy gonna have to keep fighting. And Portia, stop having a smart mouth. Okay, besties. Enjoy your Sunday. Bye, besties.